Hi guys, and welcome to Lecture 1, Chapter 1 of Python Programming with me, Mace. So a lot of you are probably wondering, how do you use Python? How do you do Python? So in this whole course, we'll be going over just Python from the least complex to the most complex parts. So in this lecture, we'll just be going over how to make a simple program and the simple keywords input and print. So let's start. As you can see, we have this hashtag, our first letter hashtag. So this hashtag is red, and afterwards its first program is also red. This means it's a comment. So different editors will have different colors, but generally it means it's a comment if you have a hashtag. So if you put something here, print, the computer will execute this, and then it's going to go to the first program, and it's going to skip it. It's going to be like a hash. We don't do hash, and it's going to go straight to the name. So that's why. This is called commenting, and the reason it exists is just simply so users of your code and people who read your code or are editing it, checking for bugs, and what else, they can see what you're doing. Like, especially when you have complex programs, it gets harder and harder to read and identify problems, and that's why you want to be able to see every step of your program, and I can add as many hashtags as I want, and the computer won't actually read it. Like, I can add a hashtag here, hashtag there. It's going to completely skip over those lines. Now we go on to our next line, which is this line, the input. So we have a variable named name, and then we have an equals. So the name is the variable. The variable is being stored as name. So we'll go over to that once we get to the end of this line. So name equals input. So you'll notice input is colored purple. Now the thing is, I'm using the Python editor, and that's why it's purple. But it's actually a keyword. Input is a Python keyword, so is print. That's why it's colored. It's color-coded because it's a keyword in Python, and that's what Python wants you to recognize that. So if I change it to input, then you'll see that it goes back to black. So you know you've done something wrong. So keywords are generally color-coded. So now we go on to the parentheses. The parentheses is the actual function, the input function. So it's going to go parentheses, quotation marks, what is your name? So it's going to ask, what is your name? And then it's going to have the question mark, the question mark, and then a space, and then the quotation marks. So so everything inside these quotation marks is what the computer is going to print. The computer is going to print everything inside those quotation marks. What differentiates print and input is because input will print something, but then it's going to expect an answer. It's going to expect an answer. And it's not going to execute anything afterwards until it gets an answer. So that's what differentiates it from print. So whatever you enter here, what is your name? Whatever you enter. So if I enter Mace, that's not actually going to work. So if I enter Mace, then it's going to save name into the computer's memory, and it's going to say name equals to Mace. So name doesn't actually equal input. It equals whatever that input is. So name equals Mace. It would actually equal Mace. So once this is executed, you now have a variable name, which is equal to Mace. So now you're going to print hello. So hello is, the process of printing is just the same as input, really. It's got the parentheses, quotation marks, then you've got your text. So everything here will be printed. Then you've got a comma, which separates this text from the variable. So it's going to say hello, name, and it's going to be like, well, actually, the computer's going to be like, actually, I know that name equals Mace or whatever you've entered. So name equals whatever you've entered. So it's going to go print hello, comma, Mace. So let's test that out. So we press run module or FNF5. Source must be saved. Okay, what is your name? my name is Mace.c. Hello, Mace.c. So as you can see here, it essentially has printed the hello Mace and asked my name. However, it hasn't actually printed this first program right here, which is what we're trying to hint at, because this the computer doesn't actually execute this. So if I have a really complex program, then the computer won't actually execute this. So that's gonna wrap it up for this video today, and that's gonna wrap it up for this video today. Next lecture, we're gonna be going over how to expand on print. You can do lots of gizmos with print, and in complex programs, that's really helpful actually. So you can do int input, which is just changing it into a data type, which we'll also go over next video. Data types such as int, string, float, and character, and so on. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.